Annette's little farm in the big city. I have to trim these hedges because otherwise you can't walk through. So it's funny, I look like my brother when my bangs go down like that. We're in the tea garden today and I'm trimming these hedges back, using that time to try to think about things. My order of plants for this area finally got here, and I'm trying in my mind to figure out how I'm going to do it. It's kind of a rainy day and you're not really supposed to work the soil when it's wet like this, but pretty much today is the only day I have this week to be able to get this garden in. Now I feel an urgency because the plants have been transported all the way from Holland on a ship or whatever, and then into the United States and to me. So they've been in their package for a long time, and I feel bad for those little plants, and I really want to get them in the ground so they can get acclimated to all the things that they need to get acclimated to so that they can flourish and be beautiful here on the little farm. So I'm a little bit, I don't want to say stressed, because I'm not stressed, but I just need to get my game plan in order. And so I'm trimming these hedges and thinking at the same time. Do you ever do that? All right, before we get started with all the digging and planting, let's see what we have here. So I have the irises in the back. I have a peony right here on the other side of my little, I don't know what you call it, anyway, the little fixture. And then I have daylilies here, daylilies there. I have a lot of space right here without anything. The salvia was transplanted and it seems like it's doing okay, but something is eating it. So I'm going to put some diatomaceous earth on it. Coneflower right here. I'd like to have a coneflower over here to kind of even it out. And then around this, I have it pretty well figured out. I have the I have phlox here, and then the sedge, and then what are these little doohickeys? Oh gosh, I really need to go around and put signs on everything so I can remember what they are. Anyway, so I have this little part of the garden where I have my little table. I just redid this last year. And it used to be all brick. And then I'd use the bricks for something else. So I changed this. And it was a lot of fun to do. But now, you know, the flowers are all kind of, I'd kind of like to have them a little bit more balanced. That's it. I'm looking for balanced. And right now I have everything on this side of the tea garden kind of planted every which way. I have a butterfly bush, and that's the centerpiece of the garden, and I have the irises in the back and then the daylilies side by side, butterfly bush in the middle. Then everything else is a little bit hairy scary, and I really want to get it a little more organized so that it can flourish and grow. This is the package I ordered. This right here. It's called Moonlight Garden. And that makes me see what everything is. I'm going to go through my whole box, and I have a big variety. There are some that will be going to the shady part of the tea garden, and some will be going to the sunny side of the tea garden. And there'll be some extra pieces that I will put elsewhere in the other gardens. For one side of the tea garden, the side with a little fountain, and I have some extra to do on the side of the eating area. So I've got a lot of digging to do. Let's get to it. I'm just going to throw the bags down where I'm going to plant them and then move from there. So I had the spacing here. Looks like I've got the spacing pretty good. And I still want to plant a coneflower over here. So I don't know if I can split one later on in the season or if I will buy one, but I'm reserving this spot for that. And then everything else will work out just fine. Now this, I might have to move a few things or try to remember what I have. I moved some of the irises earlier in the spring. So I have this space right here. But these keep coming up. And I might pull some up and consolidate them. There's so many, and they're just kind of like weeds almost. But they're really pretty when they bloom in the summer. So I'm going to try to dig these up and move them over here, even though, well, we'll just see. They're pretty hardy. We'll see if they work so that I can have this space for the plants over there. All right, I have it all figured out. I have everything laid out. I'm going to dig it all up, put it all in the ground. I'm going to get my markers so I can mark what it is that I'm planting. I still can't figure out what these are. Do you know what these are? Maybe the sun is going to come out after all. That would be a good thing. What I'm trying to do in the tea garden is plant flowers that will be blooming at different times. Some that will be blooming in spring, some summer, and some fall. That way I'll have blooms all year long. Yep, pretty proud of myself. I made labels. Duckies are still helping. Oh, fertilizer. planted. Now let's give it a good watering. Even though I think it's going to rain, which would be fantastic, I want to give it some watering just in case. We have everything planted now, and now comes the fun part, adding a little pizzazz to this area. But we're going to do that tomorrow because it's time to go to lunch with Mr. Steve. One of the things I wanted for the tea garden was an umbrella that was a little bit fancier than just regular umbrellas. So I found an umbrella that was the right size because the table is really small, but I couldn't find one that was fancy enough. So I went to Joann Fabric, and I'm going to add some pom-poms to my umbrella. And I'm going to sew them on by hand. This is going to take me a while, and I think it's going to have the look that I want. Kind of a cafe, just a little step up from just a regular plain umbrella. Here we are in the tea garden having some tea. Some Earl Grey, my favorite. What's your favorite? Perfect. Well, it's a hard day. Work, organizing, getting things together, getting the tea garden together. We had a rainstorm, so that kind of stalled things a little bit. But here we are, it's the end of the day, the tea garden is finished, and now it's time to relax. Until next time, right? Thank you so much for visiting me here on Miss Annette's little farm in the big city. Try to get outside today if you can. Take care of yourself and take care of each other. And we'll see you next time. Bye. Love you.